Well, hi everyone. This is Tim from Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, and this is game number 13 of the Roberto Clemente 1972 Race to 3000 Stratomatic Super Advanced Replay. Today's matchup has the Pirates hosting the Houston Astros. And if you don't want to know what Clemente needs for the rest of the season, please skip ahead. In 87 games remaining, he has to get 94 hits and 364 plate appearances. We have now moved into the month of May. This is May 1st, 1972, and for ballpark effects, it stays with the same chart we used for April. So this is a night game in Pittsburgh. 1-4 good, 5-13 average, or 14-20 is bad. That's 11, so that's average weather. So 1-11 for ballpark singles. 1-5 for lefties for ballpark home runs, and 1-2 for righties. Pitching matchup today is Dave Roberts for the Astros and Steve Blass for the Pirates. Lineup for the Astros, leading off and playing shortstop is Roger Metzger. Batting second, playing center field is Cesar Cedeno. Batting third and playing right field, the toy cannon, Jimmy Wynn. Cleaning up and playing first base is Lee May. Batting fifth, the guy who is credited for scoring the 10,000th run, Bob Watson. Batting sixth in playing third base is Dave Rader. Batting seventh and playing second base is Johnny Helms. Batting eighth and catching is Johnny Edwards. And batting ninth and pitching is Roberts. Defensively behind Steve Blass, a little different for today. Behind the plate, Manny Sanguian. At first base is Al Oliver. At second base is Dave Cash. Third base, Richie Hebner. And Gene Alley at shortstop. Rennie Stennett in left field. Gene Kleins in center field. And Roberto Clemente in right. Here's Roger Metzger. And 4 and a 6, batting lefty. Ground ball to second. 1 away. Here's Cesar Cedeno. And that's a ground ball to the shortstop. 2 away. And here's Jimmy Wynn. That's to the shortstop, Alley. He's a 3. 5 with nobody on base. That's probably okay. Yes, it is. Nice diving stop by Alley. Can he get Win? Oh boy, 16 on an 8. No, he cannot. He skips it in the dirt. And Win reaches on. Hold on. Oops, let's try that again. Shortstop. 8. Oh, sorry. Oops. Oh boy. Hold on. 6 and 4. Shortstop. Okay. Sorry, the shortstop is Alley. 3 and a 5. Yep. E25 for Alley. Make sure I got that right. Yeah, E25 and a 16. There is no 16. So after further review, he kept his foot on the bag. There is a 16 for a second base, but not for a shortstop. For E25. Okay. That retires the side. So 1-2-3 inning for the Astros. And we go to the bottom half of the first. Astros nothing and the Pirates coming to bat. Batting order for the Pirates. Cash, Stennett, and Clemente. Sanguian, Oliver, and Kleins. Hebner, Alley, and Blass. And here's the pitch to Cash. 1 and an 8 against a lefty. Tapper back to the mound, and Cash is retired. And here is Rennie Stennett playing Nothing unusual left field today. 2 and a 5 against the lefty, and that's ripped into left field, and Stennett is on. Let's see here. Essentially, everything is even. So Roberts is a +1. The catcher, Edwards, is a +1, but -2 for being held on. Ooh, they will... Let's see if they even 1 to 13. You know what? Yeah, 7 attempts. We'll try to get him one here. 5 or 6, he gets the lead. 12, he gets picked off. And that's a 7. That's no pick off. They will hold him on. Havoc roll for Clemente. Nothing on the 17. Here's the pitch to Clemente, holding the runner on. 6 and a 2. 1 to 3 single. The rest is a line out. Nope, that's lined out to short. 2 away. Here's Manny Sanguillen. Nothing on the 7. There's a pitch to Sanguillen. 5 and a 4 by catcher. Nope, third base chance. And that is Raider. He's a 1, so we'll just, with him not holding anybody on, we know he's going to get to it. And with 2 outs, we're not going to worry about G1, G2, and G3. We're just going to roll the air chance. He's an E20. E20, there should not be a 10. And there is not. So Sanguillen is retired, and so are the Pirates here in the bottom of the first after 1 inning complete. It's the Astros nothing and the Pirates nothing. And here is Blast to face May, Watson, and Raider here in the top of the second. All right, here is Olime. 2 and an 8 against a righty. 1 to 4 double chance. And not on a 19. So hit the center field. Tracking it down there is Klein's 1 away. And here's Bob Watson. 4 and a 9. And that's ball 4. So Watson takes his base. They will not hold anybody on. They will not hold Watson on. He'd be a -5 without even being held on. So they will not try to run here. Here's Doug Raider, Havoc roll. Nothing on the 10. Here's the pitch to Raider. 2 and a 5. Struck him out. 2 down. And here's Tommy Helms. Nothing on the 20. And here's Helms. 4 and a 9. And that's not the good roll for Blast. He walks Helms. Second walk in the inning. Puts runners on first and second. For the number 8 batter, Johnny Edwards, the catcher. Nothing on the 15. 5 and a 6. Oh boy, that's not good. 1 to 8 double. The rest is a single. So, and that's a 2-out double. Scoring from second is Watson. Heading to third is Helms. The Astros lead 1-0. I usually don't walk the pitcher unless first base is open with 2 outs. So, and anyway, Roberts is a number 7 normal left-handed hitter, so you never know. All right, second, third, 2 outs. Astros lead 1-0. Havoc roll 1 to 5, and Blast throws it to the backstop. Not on the 9. Good stop by Sanguillen. 4 and a 6 lefty ground ball to second, and that will retire the side. But the Astros take a 1-0 lead going to the bottom of the second. And Roberts will face Oliver, Kleins, and Hebner here in the bottom of the second. And here's the pitch to Oliver. 1 and an 11. Against the lefty, that's a bouncer to second, and that will retire Oliver. And here's Gene Kleins. And that's a 1-14 single chance. And Kleins delivers on a 1-out single. And they will hold Kleins on. And he will try to get a jump. 2-6 or a 12. And that will be good. Nothing on the D20 there for pickoff. 1-15 and Klein steals second base. And that's a 5 and he steals it. So stolen base for Gene Kleins. He stole 12 bases on the season. And havoc roll. Nothing on the 11. And here's the pitch to Richie Hebner. 4 and a 4. Shortstop chance. We're holding him on. So shortstop Metzger against a left-handed hitter. He is responsible, so Metzger gets moved up to a 3 range. And it wouldn't matter if it was 2 or 3, except this means it's a single 2 stars. And a 9 on a 22. There is no 9, but because he got moved up to a 3 range, that will get through, and scoring from second is Kleins. And we are tied at 1. And Hebner will not be held on. He does not have a steal rating. Havoc roll for nothing on the 13 for Roberts. And Alley against a righty, 1-13 single chance. None on the 19. So ground ball to third. Hebner is erased. And Alley will replace Hebner at first. 2 down for the pitcher, Steve Blass, using pitcher hitting card number 3. Weak hitting right-handed batter. Nothing on the 17. 3 and an 11. Fly ball to left field, and that will retire Blass. But they tie the game at 1. And top of the order for the Astros here in the top of the third. Metzger, Cedeno, and Wynn. And here's Roger Metzger. And against a righty, that's a 1-2 triple chance. The rest is a single. And leadoff single for Roger Metzger. And they will hold him on. Anybody that set the star, I automatically, the little star there, I hold them on. So that'd be a -7. So he'd be 1-9. I don't think we're going to do anything there. All right, here's Cesar Cedeno. Nothing on the 14. 3 and an 11. And he draws a walk. So Blass a little wild today. Third walk of the day. Oops. Puts runners on first and second. And Wynn will not be bunting, not with his power. So he'll play back. Nothing on the 6. 3 and an 8. 1-14 single chance. but not on the 18. Line drive, the third, caught by Hebner, and everybody goes back to their bases. One away. Here's Lee May. Nothing on the 12. Here's the pitch to May. 1 and a 7. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Blast. 2 down. Leaves it up to Bob Watson. Walked and scored his last time up. Nothing on the 5. Here's the pitch to Watson. 5 and a 7. And that's a fly ball to center field. And Kleins tracks it down. And that retires the side. So first to reach, but do not score. And we go to the bottom of the third. The Astros and Pirates tied at 1. Top of the order due up for the Pirates here in the bottom of the third. Cash, Stennett, and Clemente. And here is Dave Cash. 4 and a 7. Struck him out. First strikeout for Dave Roberts. And here is Rennie Stennett. 6 and a 7. 1 to 11 double chance. The rest is a single. And that's a 1-out double for Rennie Stennett. Single and a double in 2 appearances. And again, he also the guy that hit 6 for 6 or 7 for 7 in a Major League Baseball game. All right, here's Roberto Clemente. Lined out his first time up. They are not holding Stennett on. Nothing on the 20. And here's the pitch to Clemente. 3 and a 7. And that's ripped into center field for a base hit. Scoring from second is Stennett. 2-1 Astros. And now Clemente is 93 hits away from 3,000. All right, they're not going to hold Clemente on. Here's Manny Sanguillen. Nothing on the 7. 6 and an 8. Second base chance. They're not holding Clemente on, so no adjustment in ratings. That goes to Tommy Helms. He's a 2. 2 and a 14. That should be able to turn 2 if needed. Yes, it will. And Helms is an E19. E19 and 11. There is no 11, so good play by Helms to second to get Clemente. And on to first for an inning-ending double play. But the Pirates do tack on a run and lead 2-1 after 3. And Rader, Helms, and Edwards due up for the Astros here in the top of the 4th. And here's the pitch to Doug Rader. 4 and a 7. Struck him out. Rader down on strikes for the second time today. 3rd overall for Blass. And here's Tommy Helms. 4 and a 10. Center field chance. Oh boy. Kleins is a 4. And a 4, that's probably that might be a double chance. Yes, it is. Unable to cut it off as Kleins gets over his head, or gets by him. And Kleins is an E14 and an 8. There is no 8, so 1-out double for Tommy Helms. Astros are in business here for Johnny Edwards, who doubled his last time up. Nothing on the 4. 1 and a 5. Base hit into left field. Stennett is a +1. They weren't holding Helms on. 13. With the pitcher up, I almost think it's almost should be automatic that you send him. Let's see here. But do they want to throw through and have Edwards reach second base? And with Roberts coming up, you might take that chance. All right, they are going to throw through. They will not cut the ball off. I won't use demos as house rule. I'll just use the way that I think it should be used. All right, so 1 to 13, 1 to 14. 1 to 14, he is safe. And that's a 1, and he is in there with us. In there. Moving to second is Edwards. On the throw. So that brings up, I guess they're expecting a bunt here with runner on second. Well, all right. Yeah, they're expecting a bunt, and they will bunt. Nothing on the havoc roll. And here's the pitch to Roberts, who's now going to be a B bunter. Ooh, B and an 11. That's not good. And it's 1 and 2. They will take the bunt off and let him swing away. No, I won't do another havoc roll. All right, here's the pitch to Roberts. 4 and a 9. Oh, against the lefty. That's into center field. Edwards not being held on makes him 11. Kleins is a +2, so 1 to 13. They will... Now they're going to put the stop sign on Edwards at third. So Roberts with a single. And they will not hold anybody on. Game already tied at 2. Nothing on the 8. Here's Roger Metzger. 4 and an 8. And either side, that's ball 4. Fourth walk by Blass. And the bases are now loaded for Cesar Cedeno. Cesar hit .320 on the year, 22 home run in 1972. So the Pirates will, the 4th inning, tied at 2, 1 run. They're going to bring the infield in for Cedeno. Nothing on the 11. 6 and a 5 against a righty. That's the shortstop chance. Alley is a 3. That's 3 and a 3. That's not going to get the job done. Alley 25 and an 11. There is no 11, but he knocks it down. Everybody moves up 1 base. And the Astros have come back with 2 of their own here in the top of the 4th. Bases remain loaded for Jimmy Wynn. And they will keep the infield in. Actually, they will play the infield back for Wynn. Nothing on the havoc roll. 5 and a 5. 1 to 2 homer chance, or this is a sac fly. That's a 7, so fly ball to left field. Back goes Stennett, makes the catch. Scoring from third is Roberts, and everybody else will hold. 2 down, 3 runs in, yeah. So 4-2, Astros lead on the whoops, not quite done with the inning yet. 2 down. Here's Lee May. Nothing on the 12. Four and a 9, and once again the bases are loaded. 5th walk for Blass. And here's Bob Watson. 9th man to bat in the inning. Nothing on the 17. Another 5-5 roll, but at least this is only a 10% chance for a home run. And no. So fly ball to left field, and that retires the side. But the Astros get 3 and lead 4-2 going to the bottom of the 4th. And Roberts will face Oliver, Kleins, and Hebner here in the 4th inning. All right, here's how Oliver grounded out his first time up. One and a 4. That's a base hit for Oliver. And he will not be held on. So 1-13. Nah, down 3 runs. They're not 2 runs. Not going to try it. All right, here's Gene Kleins not holding the runner on. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 11. Here's the pitch to Kleins. 2 and a 10 against a lefty. Ground ball to short. Metzger to Helms to May. Double play. And here's Richie Hebner. 6 and a 2. Lefty 1-10 single chance. And Hebner with a 2-out single, 2 for 2 on the day. Here's Gene Alley. Nothing on the 17. They are not holding Hebner on. 1 and a 7. And that's a that's a walk for Dave Roberts. And that leaves it up for Steve Blass. Nothing on the 6. Blass trying to help out his own cause. 4 and a 12. He's a right-handed hitter. 1-2 and Blass singles. If not, it's an out. Not on a 10, so that's a fly ball to left field, and that is caught for the 3rd out. So we go to the top of the 5th. Astros lead 4-2. Okay. And due up for the Astros, Rader, Helms, and Edwards. All right, here's the pitch to Rader. 5 and a 3. Ballpark single, 1-11. And right on the dot, just skips past the second baseman. And Rader is aboard. Not holding on Rader. He will not be going anywhere. There's Tommy Helms. Havoc roll. On the 17. And that's a ground ball to short, and that is your Giovanni's Tailor Shop, unofficial sponsor of the YouTube Tabletop Baseball Network in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. 4 and a 6. So yeah, 6 to 4 to 3, double play. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Johnny Edwards. Didn't need the havoc roll. And that's a base hit for Edwards. They cannot get Johnny Edwards out today. 3 for 3 with 3 singles. And here is Robert, singled his last time up. Nothing on the 5. 6 and a 7. Second base chance for Cash. He's a 2. 2 and a 19. They will easily get to that. E8. E8. There is no 14, so that will retire the side. Going to the bottom of the 5th, Astros lead 4 to 2. And essentially I'm going to give until the next time that, potentially the next time that Blass is up in the order to get him out, potentially. All right, here's Dave Cash. And against a lefty, that's a fly ball to center field. 2 away, or 1 away, I should say. Here's Ronnie Stennett, 2 for 2, single and a double. 5 and a 3, pitcher chance. Roberts is a 4. 16, he'll easily get to that. He is an E7, so very good fielding pitcher. Ooh, E6, 13 would have been an error, but not an E7. So he gets away with it on the 13 to retire Stennett 2 away. For Roberto Clemente, 1 for 2 with a single. 3 and a 9, just missed another one. Easier play for Roberts this time, retires Clemente, and that retires the side. Going to the bottom of the, or top of the 6th, excuse me. Astros lead 4 to 2. And top of the order for the Astros, Metzger, Cedeno, and Wynn. Here's the pitch to Metzger. 2 and a 5. 1 to 2 triple chance. Single the rest. And that's a 4, so cutting it off. Center fielder, and Metzger is 2 for 3 with a walk today. They will hold him on. And here's Cesar Cedeno. Nothing on the 11. 6 and a 3 against the righty. Ground ball to second. The second to get Metzger. Return throw not in time to get Cedeno. And 50-50 chance. Up 4 to 2. They're going to try to get a lead with Cedeno. 2 to 6 or an 11. They will hold him on. That's a 5. So 1 to 10. 50-50 shot. And they got him. And let's see. Wynn's a right-handed batter. So we'll say 2 to 4 on the put out. 2 away. Cedeno stole 55 bases, was caught 21 times. So Thought he could get one over on the Pirates, but could not. Here's Jimmy Wynn, 0 for 2 with a sac fly. 3 and a 9. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. Going to the bottom of the 6th, 4-2, Astros. And here is Roberts to face Sanguian. Oliver and Kleins. Five and a 7. 1-13 single chance. And Sanguian, a leadoff single. 1 for 3 on the day now. Not holding him on. Nah. Here's Al Oliver. Nothing on the 8. 4 and an 11. Against a lefty, ballpark single chance. 1-11. And on the 5, back-to-back singles for the Pirates. I want to get bullpen action here. Ooh, they only have one lefty in the bullpen. That's Wade Blassingame. So I guess we'll get Fred Gladding and Jim Ray and George Culver are loosening in the bullpen. So first and second, nobody out. And for Gene Kleins, grounded to a double play his last time up. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Nothing on the 16. Here's Kleins. 4 triple fours. Fly ball to center field. And Cedeno tracks it down 1 away. There's Richie Hebner. Nothing on the 7. 4 and a 4. Shortstop chance. Not holding any runners, so he will keep the 2 range. 2 and a 4. Not holding on any runners, so that is fine. $22 and a 9. No 9. So charging it is Metzger. He will retire Hebner. Everybody moves up 90 feet. And decision time for both teams. Second and third, 2 out. They will intentionally walk Alley with 2 outs to bring up the pitcher spot. And do you want to go to him right now? I think they will. Well, no. I'll have Vic Davalillo pinch hit for Blass. And Bob Miller will come into the game and pitch. So Davalillo will come in. I want to save Stargell for a later game situation. So Davalillo will be our pinch hitter. So Blass goes 6. Not the greatest game. He walked 5, gave up 4 runs. But in this situation, I'm pretty sure you pinch hit. All right. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 6. Here's the pitch to Davalillo. 5 and an 11. outside ball 4. And in comes a run. Four to 3 game for Dave Cash. Nothing on the 18. One and a 7. And that's ripped into center field for a base hit. Scoring from third is Oliver. Scoring from second is Alley. Davalio to third. And I think it might be time to pull Mr. Roberts. Let's see, Stennett, you get Stennett, Clemente, and Sanguian. So 3 righties. Unfortunately, you only have the 1 lefty in the bullpen. So they will go with... Actually, do we want to go with a shorter one? Because the pitch... Let's see. No. Raise. Actually, well... It will go George Culver out of the bullpen. So the Pirates have retaken the lead 5-4. 2-out rally after the intentional walk has come back to bite them. All right, so let's get Culver into the scorecard. Havoc roll for Culver. Nothing on 17. 6 and a 6. 1 to 5 double chance. The rest is an out. And that's an 18, so fly ball to center field. And that will retire the side. But not until the Pirates retake the lead. 5-4 going to the top of the 7th. And we will get Bob Miller to come into the game. He may... And he will face May, Watson, and Rader here in the top of the 7th. And here's the... let me get Miller into the ball, into the action here. Okay. All right, here's the pitch to May. 2 and a 10. Ballpark single chance, 1 to 11. And on the 4, May reaches with a single. And he will not be held on. There's Bob Watson. Nothing on the 12. Here's a pitch to Watson. 6 and a 5. That's a ground ball to short, and once again, 6-4 to 3. Alley to Cash to Oliver. 2 down for Doug Rader. Struck him out, and that will retire the side. Stretch time here at Three Rivers Stadium. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for your favorite team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right. And this will probably be it for Culver. He's due up 3rd in the inning. He will face Clemente, Sanguian, and Oliver. 6 and an 8. And that's a ground ball to the shortstop. And Clemente is retired, 1 away. Here is Manny Sanguian. 4 and a 10. That's to center field. It's Cedeno. He's a 1, so I'm not going to roll the out range. It's going to make an out. Now it's just whether it makes an error. Cedeno is an E8. E8 and an 8. No 8, so Cedeno will camp under it. Makes the catch 2 away for Al Oliver. Three and a 5. Righty triple to 1, double to rest. And that's a 2-out double for Al Oliver. 3 for 4 on the day. And here's Gene Klein's. Klein's is 1 for 3 with a single. Not holding on Oliver. Nothing on the 3. 4 and a 5. Struck him out, and that retires the side. Go to the top of the 8th. Pirates lead 5-4. And Helms, Edwards, and a pinch hitter for the Astros as Miller goes into his second inning of work. And let's see. Okay. All right, and here's Tommy Helms. You get to face Bob Miller. 3 and a 7 against a righty fly ball to left field. Stennett makes the catch. Retire. And there's Johnny Edwards. 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. And not this time. Ground ball to second. That retires Edwards 2 away. Maybe not use him. And now pinch hitting for Culver is Norm Miller. And Jim Ray will come into the game, and he will pitch the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs, nobody on. Pirates lead 5-4. Here's a pitch to Miller. And that is a fly ball to center field. 1-2-3 inning for Miller. And he will go to the bottom of the 8th. Dave Justy is loosening in the bullpen just in case this remains a save situation. If it does not, then we will possibly have hold on a second. Timeout. All right, so Ray will finish his warm-up tosses. In fact, I think we're going to go to Justy no matter what because Miller is due up 3rd in this inning. And Jim Ray will become the 3rd Astros pitcher, facing Hebner, Alley, and pinch hitter of my choosing. Here's Hebner. 2 and a 9, and good start for the Pirates here. 1-5 triple, rest is a double. Leadoff double for Richie Hebner, 3 for 4 on the day. They will not hold him on. Here's Gene Alley. Not expecting a bunt. They will not bunt. Nothing on the 16. 4 and an 11. Against a righty. 1-2 home run. Not on the 5. So that's a fly ball to left field. And that will retire Alley 1 away. And pinch hitting. Of Jose Pagan pinch hit. So Pagan will pinch hit for Miller. One out here in the bottom of the 8th. Runner on second. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 4. Here's Pagan. 3 and an 8. Line drive right to the shortstop. And Metzger snags it 2 away. For Dave Cash. Nothing on the 8. 4 and a 2. Against a righty, 1-3 single chance. And that's a 19. So line drive to the shortstop Metzger. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the 9th. Here comes Dave Justy. And he will face the top of the order. Metzger, Cedeno, and Wynn. With a 1-run lead. Metzger is 2 for 3, 2 singles and a walk. 5 and a 7. That's a lefty, so that's 1-9 single chance. But that's a 3, so leadoff single for Metzger. And he will be held on. Singian is a -2, so it'd be -1, -3. No, they will not try it. Not 65%. They did steal 23 bases on the year. We'll give it a shot. These are 4 through 6. And nothing on the 8. So they will hold him on, just cannot get a good lead. Havoc roll for nothing on the 7 for Justy. Here's Cesar Cedeno. 2 and a 3. And that's a ground ball to second. Cash to Alley, over to Oliver. Double play. That is huge. 2 outs, nobody on. Last chance for the Astros is Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon. 2 and a 5. And that's a 1-5 double chance. Single the rest. And that's a single for Jimmy Wynn. And they will hold him on. Here's Lee May. Nothing on the 10. Two and a 7. Field goal roll there. Ground ball to second. They'll go the short way to get the final out. And that's your ball game. Final score from Three River Stadium. 5-4 is your final. Be right back with the line score. All right, final line score. 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Pirates. 4 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Astros. Let's see here. To the 6th. So, yes. Steve Blass is your winning pitcher. He was in the game when the Pirates made their inning before he got pulled in the 7th. And then Dave Justy gets the save. Clemente did get a hit today. So 93 hits in 360 plate appearances is needed. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Please leave a like. It helps the video to be seen. Please leave any comments that you'd like to leave. And if you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified of any new videos. And whatever games you are playing, please enjoy them to your fullest. Have a good day, everybody.